When Punk left, and I bring it up because there's maybe an interesting comparison to you, he is going to be put into one of the main events of WrestleMania 30 with Triple H. Rumors are that he was going to go over in that match. He was going to be in one of the matches. But to him, he tells the story on that podcast that he got sued for, so we can't talk about it, where he had said, I don't need to wrestle you. You need to wrestle me. And he walked out. What do you remember about when he did walk out? Like, is there a thing, like, talk about from a wrestler's perspective, is being in the main event, the last match on a WrestleMania, is it that important, or is it different?
I think it's a product of being in your own bubble. The worst thing that can happen, and I'm not saying this is what happened with Punk, but it seems like there is definitely two sides to the story, and that is just his version. But the worst thing that can happen to you is to believe your own to believe your own hype. It's okay to have like a confident swagger. It's okay to have a charisma or a knowledge of your effect. But if you start to, man, we're just a bunch of guys play fighting in our underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? And to me, I say that, and then in my mind, I'm like, come on, let's be serious, Cody. But if you start to believe it, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. In 2010 and 11, whenever I was doing the mask, I was just rolling. I was on top of the world, man. Randy and I were wrestling every night, and the crowds were just so receptive, and I was able to get what I wanted from them, and I was writing my own segments, and I definitely believed it. I thought, oh, well, for sure. next up, for sure. And that was wrong. I needed to fall to know how just it doesn't work that way. And this actually is during the time I'm wearing the mask is when I met Brandy, right? And I'm eating a Reese's in this photo randomly, but so I met Brandy, and Brandy, like, this is how I know she's just the one. She's just the most amazing woman, and I love her to death, is because she met the mask guy who was in the main event of the SmackDown Live events and who was treated really well, and she fell into that. And I know she was supportive and excited by it, and she liked to show me off. But fast forward to however many years later, when I was Stardust, is he coming? There he is. There he is. There he is. So when I was Stardust, I was like shaved head, like my kind of like a pot belly going on, and you could definitely see it because the suit just like the tightest thing on Mother Earth. And there's these guys like Ziggler's out there, long hair, abs showing, and she's announcing him and smiling at him and shit. And then like, Cena's out there and everything. Here comes me, just jumping on the barricade, just hissing at people and just like grinding and like just ridiculous. And I always thought like, man, I wonder if she's embarrassed. I wonder if she's like, oh, that's the horse I bet on right there, man. But she's ride or die. She was never embarrassed, at least to my knowledge of it. And yeah, that's what makes Brandy so cool. She had to sit through all of it. So,
and we are going to bring out our next guest in just a second. But I do need to try and set the record straight on one thing. There's one side that says that CM Punk was offered to be involved with All In. He says that is not the case. Can you set the record straight on that?
Sure. So, if I was to go up to one of you right now, Ollie, right? If I was to go up to you right now and just start like dry fucking you, you'd probably think it was uncomfortable, right? Slightly. Or if I was just to come up to you and like just start making out with you and just lick all over you, it would be uncomfortable. So
he'd be worried.
In all the correspondence, if you don't get back to me, Matt, if you don't get back to us, we aren't going to send you terms and a paperwork and things of that nature if we've already extended it. Like, it was made very clear that we wanted you to be part of All In because your audience, Punk's audience, has never given up on him. Come, Chicago, You can do whatever you want. I had a built-in segment. Here's so-and-so. Whoop, whoop, go to sleep. Easiest thing on the planet. And not getting back to us is fine. That's totally fine. But it was strange when he was like, oh, well, they never sent me a real offer. Hey, man, like it's just like I'm talking about with you, Ollie. I am not on top of you right in this moment, sexing you, you know, because you don't seem like you want it. so that was
he does want it. You are right, sir.
Oh, perfect. So that was kind of where we were at with it. And I understand what he means. He never got an offer in terms of terms and paperwork. But in terms of ideas for segments and our overall interest and passion and wanting him to be there, and hell, we coordinated his 1-hour tease signing to be the day before. Come on, man. Like, I'm being as polite as I can be right now. Like, I think we did. He doesn't think we did. No big deal. I have nothing but nice things to say and support what he's trying to do, because I think a lot of people laugh at him with what he's trying to do, and this is something he's passionate about. He wants to be a UFC fighter. He wants to get in there. It's crazy. That literally, I don't think he ever had a real fight in his life up until the first one. So I support somebody going out there and getting their dreams for sure. And he was always a good role model to me in OVW, and there's all these horror stories about Punk, but just know he gave Rey Mysterio his bus, and Rey loved it for him.